What is going on, everybody? Now, I'm sure at some point in your life, you had somebody make a promise to you, and then they ended up not fulfilling on that promise. And it ended up being a broken promise. And I'm pretty sure it probably upsetted you. Well, that is how I'm feeling right now when it comes to Phil Spencer and the Xbox, and I'm honestly getting really sick and tired of it at this point. When Phil Spencer first came into power of Xbox and got away from the whole disaster that was the Don Mattrick era, I was really optimistic about Phil being in power because the things he said really resonated with me. He kept talking about how the games are the most important thing when it comes to having a gaming brand like Xbox. And that was a huge breath of fresh air because during the Mattrick era, they kept trying to push the Xbox as a media device, and then they were trying to push Kinect all the time, and then they were more focused on stuff that was non-gaming related. And it always irritated me then. So here was this new guy in charge that was speaking to me. And it felt like the thing that Phil Spencer gave that vibe to me that he was just like me. He was a gamer, and he wanted awesome games to play. And that's what I want. So E3 2014 came, and Microsoft had a really good show. And then they had a good show the following year, and then even last year at E3. They've had solid E3s since Phil Spencer came into power. Now, when we go back to E3 2014, they announced a bunch of games, and all those games looked cool. Ori and the Blind Forest, Scalebound. They had the Project Spark that looked interesting, Crackdown 3. Then they had the remake of Phantom Dust. So here we are, January of 2017, and only one of those games I just mentioned is out, and that is Ori and the Blind Forest. Scalebound was just recently canceled. Phantom Dust Remake was canceled. Project Spark was canceled. Crackdown 3, we've barely seen any of it. And I read earlier that it's still in development, so there's still hope for that. But the main reason I'm making this video is because of the recent news of Scalebound being the latest canceled game for Xbox. Because when I heard that news yesterday, I just have had it up to here with these broken promises from Phil Spencer. Because Phil Spencer promised us that we would be getting new experiences and new games going forward. And for the most part, while I still think he's done a solid job overall, he's failed to deliver on those promises. Because what do we keep getting on Xbox? We keep getting the same type of games over and over again. We keep getting Halo. We just got Gears of War. We're getting Forza every year. We keep getting the same franchises year after year. The same type of, I guess you want to call them dude bro type games. And that is what really interested me in a game like Scalebound, was because it was different from all of the rest. That's what made it intriguing to me. And when your gaming platform has a ton of variety of the different genres, then that's only helpful to you. That's one of the reasons why Sony is so successful right now with PlayStation, is because the PlayStation has so many different types of genres to choose from. Especially in the RPG department. I mean, how many RPGs are really on the Xbox One, honestly? Aside from the multiplayer games. So yeah, the variety is a good thing. And the Xbox One really doesn't have that in regards to its own games. And what really ticked me off was that Phil Spencer had the nerve to go on Twitter, and he responded to someone, and he said that canceling Scalebound is good for the Xbox gamer. Yeah, you heard me right. Canceling a game that people were interested in was apparently good for the gamer. How in in the fuck does that make any type of sense? How? I don't get it. And nobody's really explaining why the game was canceled. Now, hopefully in the coming weeks, Platinum Games actually comes out and actually says something, unless they're in some type of non-disclosure agreement with Microsoft, because Microsoft still owns the rights to Scalebound. I would love to know why this game was canceled. I really would, because this was one of the few Xbox One games that I was really interested in. And the other Xbox One game that I was really interested in keeps getting delayed, and that's Cuphead. Honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've thought about selling the Xbox One. Because it seems like every game that I'm interested in, and it either gets delayed or canceled. And Microsoft has the nerve to brag about bringing old games to the Xbox One with its backwards compatibility. They will not hesitate to go on social media and boast about, hey, you could play these old games on the Xbox One now. Hell, just earlier today, I saw them talk about how now you can play Battlefield Bad Company 2, Dragon Age Origins, and Battlefield 3 on Xbox One. You know, those 3 games are tremendous. But they're old, and I fucking played them many years ago. I want new games. I want new experiences. And I was promised those things by Phil Spencer. And I guess that promise ended up being a broken promise because he has not delivered on that promise yet. And let me tell you guys this. Phil Spencer and Xbox, they need to hit a home run at this E3. Actually, you know what? No. They need to hit a grand slam at this E3 to get me hopeful about the Xbox brand again. Because if they don't, then I'm probably going to be done with Xbox. Because I'm just getting really tired of these broken promises. And I'm getting really tired of looking at it on my shelf and me not playing it that much because the games I want to play for it, they just either get canceled or get delayed. And I'm getting really tired of it. So, alright, that's about it. Let me know what you think about this whole situation, and I'm out. Have a good one.